Hey guys, and welcome back to Clannad. So, it's Sunday. I leave the house before noon, same as on the weekday, quietly slipping past the body of my slumbering old man. Last night, the rain got into the house, but the floor is already dry. The weather's nice today. Well then, what should I do? Should I go to Sunahara's place? In the end, I'm following the same old routine. As I make a side glance at the dormitory, I stop for some reason. On this precious day off, going there would be such a waste. So then, how about going to school instead? I can kill time in an empty classroom if I slip inside the school. Although, that's not much different from what I always do anyway. Realizing this now for the first time makes me smile bitterly. I start climbing the deserted slope. The school's not as peaceful as I had expected. Even though it's Sunday, those with club activities seem to be carrying on with their business as usual. I can hear the wind assemble practicing the same phrase over and over. What? Oh, okay, whatever. The door that leads to the shoe lockers is even open as usual. I walk down the hallway. There's a tranquil atmosphere that's quite different from when class is in session. Inside the building right now, there should only be the diligent members of the culture club, I think. Of course, I doubt that anybody I know would be here.
ともやくん、こんにちは。
Kotomi! Ah! Tomoya-kun, good afternoon. Mm, somebody I know appears, carrying her bag.
ん
Are you some kind of yokai inhabiting the school?
うん。
She tilts her head. It seems she thought of something.
何かよ。
Do you have some business? I don't need to say any more. Or you don't need to say any more. Whoops. The joke is so lame. I stop her early.
お
She looks at me with a dissatisfied expression, and apparently I can't read the words on my screen right now.
今のは、ご用ですかの砕けた言い回しである妖怪と空想上の存在であるところの妖怪を引っ掛けた
I was just going to simplify go yo go yo desu ka into yokai so that it puns with yokai.
とっても高度な
It's a very clever. It's not clever or anything else.
中の上ぐらい
Is it above average? To be honest, it's ridiculously lame.
うん。やっぱり、いじめっ子
You really are a bully. Oh, her eyes. Oh, poor baby. I keep telling you I'm not. Before even a minute has passed into our conversation, I've already played right into her hands. But whatever it is she's playing at, I haven't a clue. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Do you know what day do you know what day today is?
日曜日
Sunday. Are you participating in club activities?
うん
No. Don't you think there's a problem when such a person comes here?
ん
She ponders for a while.
ああ、そっか。
Ah, I see. Then she points to me and says,
制服着ないと問題ありなの。
Oh God. There would be a problem if that person is not wearing a uniform. I see. Sorry about that. It's not about me, it's about you.
ん
She's extremely surprised. Questioningly, she looks back and forth between herself and me to compare.
もしかして今日から新しい制服
Could it be that we're wearing new uniforms starting today? She helplessly asks me.
私全然知らなかったの。
I I had no idea. I haven't got a clue either.
どうしよう。
What should I do? A flustered girl and a sighing me. Anyway, we're not changing uniforms, so relax.
よかった。
Oh, I'm glad.
この制服お気に入りなの。
This uniform is my favorite.
特に袖口の折り返しがとっても素敵。
In particular, the pattern in the sleeve is wonderful. Is that so? How fortunate then.
うん。よかったの。
Yup, very fortunate. And also, since today is the day off, nobody would complain about people wearing street clothes.
そうなんだ。
That's true. She meekly agrees. Anyway, you're going to the library, aren't you?
うん。
Mm-hmm. She answered, then set off down the hallway.
行こう。
Let's go. I'm already here anyway, so I might as well keep her company, I guess. I walk next to her. Her bag, which is probably full of books, looks quite heavy. I'll carry it for you.
ん?
Your bag. What I mean is, I'll carry your bag up to the library for you.
あ、
Well, here, give it to me. She hesitates a little, and then hands me the bag. The moment I receive it, my arm tenses with strength. Just how many books are in here?
今日は9冊。
There are 9 today, she says nonchalantly.
みんな素敵なご本なの。
They're all wonderful books. Side by side, we continue along the quiet hallway. Oh God, Kotomi, you remind me of myself when I was in high school. God! Just as the door to the library comes into view, I remember something crucial. The library isn't open on Sundays, is it? Even if the management doesn't care on weekdays, surely it would be a different story on a weekend. There should be a responsible teacher that makes sure it's locked.
うん。開いてないの。
Yep, it's closed. Well then, how the hell do we get in?
はい。これ。
Here, with this. Have you forgotten already, Tomoya, that she has a fucking key to the library? Ugh. She takes something out of her skirt pocket. I take it and look at it. It's a key. No shit. It's tied with a string, and attached to it is a plastic note saying library door key.
ことみちゃん専用なの。
This is exclusively for use of Kotomi-chan. No matter how I look at it, it looks like the key's officially from the school, but not exclusively but not exclusive for Kotomi-chan. She turns the plastic note around, and there, written on the other side, is a big Kotomi in black ink. You wrote this yourself, didn't you?
うん。
Mm-hmm. If possible, I'd like to pretend I've never seen it. But if I don't at least ask, it may become a problem later. How did you get this?
毎日毎日鍵を借りてたら、司書の先生がプレゼントしてくれたの。
I was borrowing the key day after day from the librarian teacher, so she gave it to me as a present.
それだけじゃないの。
And that's not all.
とってもとっても熱心だからって、名誉図書委員にしてくれたの。
But I was really, really enthusiastic. They made me, because I was because I was really, really enthusiastic, they made me an honorary librarian. Wasn't it because you were really, really depressing that it became tiresome to deal with you? Anyway, it wasn't obtained illegally, so it should be fine.
私、とっても有能なの。
I'm very skillful.
毎日お掃除したり、ご本の整理をしたり、それから、
Cleaning every day, arranging the books, and also... Anyway, I'm unlocking the door now. It feels like listening to her will take some time, so I decide to quickly go inside. Yeah, especially because because I stumble on my words all the time. As I look for the keyhole, I notice that there's an open gap between the doors. By placing my hand on the door, it easily opens. I look at her.
私、名誉図書委員なの。
Though I'm an honorary librarian,
時々、鍵をかけ忘れたりするの。
Oh, jeez. I tend to forget to I tend to forget locking the door. She's definitely an unskillful worker.
本当はね、鍵をかけるのってあんまり好きじゃないから。
The truth is, I don't really like to lock the door that much. Well, it's really not a problem of liking or disliking. If I think about it, she's probably the reason why students can come here even during lessons. That's because your head is filled with books, right? She disappears from my side and immediately goes in, not even listening. I'm already used to this, so I follow her. She stops beside a bookshelf and then makes a sigh of relief. Then she turns towards me.
今日もご本に囲まれて幸せ。
Even today, I am surrounded by books, so I'm happy.
ともやくん、ちょっとだけ待っててね。
Please wait a little bit, Tomoya-kun. She runs towards the librarian's seat. She takes out a mop and starts sweeping the floor. I sit in a nearby chair and put the bag and key on the table. I look at the key's name tag one more time. Kotomi. Her handwriting's very thin and round, like a child's. I look outside the window as I survey the surroundings. The weather's so nice that yesterday's rain looks like it was just a lie. The bright light softens through the curtain and shines on the wooden floor. She mops upon that floor repeatedly. What were you doing throughout this morning?
お家のこと、いろいろ。
Some things when I was at home, she replies as she continues to mop the floor. Does she mean housework? She makes her own lunch, so she may very well do work at the home. I see. That sure is difficult.
うん、
Mm-hmm. Don't you ever hang out with anyone?
うん。
Mm-hmm. Perhaps because she's immersing herself with sweeping, she half-heartedly answers. She's carefully mopping the floor, wider than the time before. I'm spaced out watching her. Eventually, she finally finishes cleaning. She puts the mop back to its place. Ah! I am having such a hard time reading shit today. Ah! And returns with a cushion. She takes her books out of the bag on the table. She stacks the books one by one and places them on the floor. Then she dusts off her favorite cushion and puts it in the middle of the floor.
よし。
Oops. Oh well. She takes off one of her socks while standing.
あ、
And she falls over? Nope, not yet. She hops around as though she's going to fall down.
よいしょ。ね。
Somehow or another, she manages to take it off safely. Her preparations are now complete. Hey, what am I staring at? Didn't I plan to waste my time inside an empty room somewhere? Besides, aren't I only a nuisance here? A strange sensation starts rising up from me. I feel a mixture of nostalgia and guilt going through my head. I felt the same feeling before at some time. I'm sure it was when I realized that she's looking at me. The wooden floor is blazing with sunlight. Why is it that I'm thinking I shouldn't be here? We're gonna ask her if it's alright for me to be here. Hey, is it alright for me to be here?
ん、
She's filled with a big question mark.
えっと、
Well,
ここは図書室だから、この学校の生徒なら誰でも自由に入っていいの。
this is a library, so any student of the school can freely come in here. She smiles at me. It's supposed to be closed right now. Moreover, it's a holiday today, and also, there are mountains of Sukomi I can do, but oops. Hello, thing. But that's not really the problem.
私、名誉図書委員なの。
Besides, I'm an honorary librarian. Well, you told me that already.
うん、
Anyway, how do I say this? She looks at me with a serious face and for some reason it makes me confused. Like, do I really need to come here? And like before, I only came here to receive your boxed lunch.
あ、ごめんなさいなの。
Well, I'm sorry.
今日はお弁当持ってきてないの。
I didn't bring any boxed lunch today. No, it's not that I'm hungry or anything.
そうなんだ。
Is that so? She looks relieved, but at the same time unsatisfied. Anyway, we're slowly going off topic. Listen carefully, all right? Then give me an answer.
うん、
Okay. Well, to make it short, are you happy that I'm here? I realize that I asked her something absurd in desperation.
うん。
Mm-hmm. She nods as if it's pretty obvious.
とってもとっても嬉しいの。
I'm really, really happy. And then her usual gentle smile. All right then. After all that, I'll stay here. Even if she says so, I don't know if I'll be useful here.
えっと、
Well, what is it this time?
ともやくん、ご本読む？
Won't you read some books, Tomoya-kun? Let's read. That's right. I'm free after all, so it's not a bad idea to do something different. Can you recommend something to me? Her face suddenly brightens after I say that.
それなら、
If that's the case, she picks up the books one by one.
英語とフランス語、どっちが好き？
Which do you like, English or French? Don't decide what other people would want to read by your criteria.
ん？
Please give me those normal ones.
翻訳でもいい？
Would a translated book be fine? Yeah, I immediately answer.
それなら、
If so, she picks up one book.
これちょっとおすすめ。
Then I recommend this to you. What kind of book is this?
かいつまんで言うと、
You can call it a summary.
人間の意識はアルゴリズミックではなく、コンピューターには置き換えないことを量子力学論的立場から検証する本なの。
Oh God. It is a book that has been verified from the standpoint of quantum mechanics theory, and it is about how human awareness is not algorithmic in that it cannot be replaced by a computer. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
とってもとっても興奮するの。
It's really exciting.
読んでいると血湧き肉踊るの。
Wow. You can feel your blood boiling and your flesh shivering when you read this. There are also things I don't understand about myself either. That's not it. Don't you have a much more normal novel with a normal story or something?
普通の小説？
Normal novel? She tilts her head upwards as if indicating that she's thinking. For example, those bestseller books you come across from time to time.
ね。
Well? She hands me a book with a black cover this time. I can feel that this one is a bestseller.
これ小説とはちょっと違うけど、
This isn't exactly a novel, but
いろんな国で大ベストセラー。
it's a bestseller in some countries. Wouldn't this one be hard to read?
ううん、そんなことないの。
No, that's not true.
子供も大人もみんな読んでるの。
Kids, adults, everyone reads it. It looks quite thick.
たくさんお話が入ってるから。
There's plenty of stories inside.
私が一番好きなのはノアの箱舟のあたり。
Did she just hand us a fucking Bible? My favorite story is Noah's Ark. I look closely at the title and written there is Old Testament. She did! She fucking went there! Get the fuck out of my face, Kotomi! No! Just, I'm gonna end the episode here anyways because I'm out of time. So, we left off with me being fucking irritated at Kotomi for handing us a fucking Bible, the Old Testament, of all fucking things. Seriously. No. Just get your religious bullshit out of here, Kotomi. Anyways, if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to become part of the legacy today. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!